Hey, this is Dean Allen from Remax Sunset Realty, part of the Mike Gallo team, and this is number 3 of our case studies that I've entitled Close as You Possibly Can to the Highest List Price Without Going Over, or something along that. I'll make it sound a lot smoother later when I'm editing everything up. So, all right. So this is about a property that was listed at 320. And it's 320 was solid. It was right in there. It was just under the highest. Okay. The problem with that is that some of the other ones that helped sustain that had fallen off. There were a lot of recent sales, and the recent sales brought it down to about 274, which is a big nut to swallow when you're going from 320. Yeah, they're going to talk me down to 310 down to 274. So fortunately, we had an individual who made an offer that knew the area well, had run some comps, worked with a really good agent that ran good comps, came in at 306, I think it was. And the sellers, even though that's not what they wanted, they didn't have to move. The house hadn't been on the market that long. It just felt right to them. And so they're going to help bring it back up, but that house really sold for pretty much exactly where it should. So it was a really good deal. So again, we listed the house, and one thing I want to talk to you about agents is, you hear agents that say, well, if you're a good agent, you don't need to run comps on a daily basis because you know your neighborhood. You know this. No, you don't. No, because the house I just talked to you about was 325 was good. We got just underneath at 320. They expected to get about 310 for the house. They got close to it. They really did. And they got lucky because at the time that the offer came in, it was temporary. Prices had gone down. So, you need to have an agent you're going to work with and listing your house that's going to, run them comps once a week. Anytime there's an offer that comes in, or they hear there's an offer that comes in. Most of the time, a buyer's agent will call. I know as a buyer's agent, I do that. I call and say, hey, I've got a contract coming in. I want to make absolutely sure. I'll call ahead of time and say, I'm looking at your house. Any movement on it? What can you tell me? And they'll say, no, I have no contracts. We're clean. I'm like, all right, awesome. So I'll go out there. And then when I'm putting in an offer, I'll say, hey, I'm putting in an offer on the house. So now, as a listing agent, switch hats real quick, you look at the offer, say, oh, it's coming in. Well, let me pull some comps real quick and we'll find out. Guys, let me tell you something. If you think that we sit here and, rack our brains out, and we got our calculators out, and you think about an accountant from the cartoons, none of that. We go in to the computer, we pull up, or we put in the address, we pull up at least 10 comps near me, and then typically it pulls up somewhere depending on the density of the population. If it's someplace like downtown Newport Richey or the middle of Spring Hill, or if you're looking at downtown St. Augustine, these are some areas that I do a lot of work in. You're going to pull up 50 comps. If it's something rural, like maybe Christmas or Mims near Melbourne, or if you're Brooksville or Dade City, you might be hard pressed to find 5 or 10 that are like you. Okay, but when I say comps, you're looking at what the bank's going to pay out. So the bank's going to look for comparables that are the same size, the same land, the same number of bedrooms, the same number of bathrooms, the same number of garage, as comparable as possible within a half-mile radius, within 6 months. So, and then if you can't find them, you go outside of that. If you can easily find them, because you can't pick and choose the comps, and obviously if you could, you'd be picking the highest that supported a higher price, but the bank's going to choose the lowest, safer bet on their investment, right? So you have to make sure that when you're dealing with comps that you don't go over the highest price. That's if you want to sell your house. If you don't want to sell your house, then go ahead and waste everyone's time. Go above the highest price. Don't worry about it. It'll sit there. And by the time you finally get to the point where you want to sell your house and you bring the price down, now no buyers are looking at it because it's been on your market for 6 months to a year, and they're like, what's wrong with this house? They don't want to go in there. They don't want problems. Okay? So my point is this. get yourself with a good agent, know your comps, have your agent show you your comps, make sure they're fresh comps, and have someone who's been in the business for a while, works for a reputable company. If you're interested in listing your house, give me a call, 727-597-0478. You need to buy a house, same number, works for both, buyer and seller. If you want to go on and see my website, it's myrealtordean.com. And if you want to email me or just ask me some general questions, myrealtordean99. This is my 20th year in the business, so I want to go. I want to really blow out my 20th anniversary with a bang. So email me, ask me some questions. My advice is free, hence my videos, and that's at gmail.com. All right, hey, I've wasted enough of your time. Thank you. I'll talk to you real soon. Bye bye.